Listen, I've never personally had a physical fight with anyone during my time working in retail, the service industry, anything like that. I've been close in my mind, and I've played through those scenarios in my head when I get home at night when I'm sleeping in bed. I'm like, I should have said this, I should have said this. But then what if they hit me? Then what would I do? Maybe I'll hit them back. All this stuff. Retail and working with people sometimes makes you brings out the worst in you, right? This is Kelly over on TikTok, kellybrook.m, and we have a story time from her today.
Tonight, me and my coworker were assaulted on shift. I'm
On screen it says, please help me find this man in Gilbert, Arizona, AZ, I don't know what that means, but attempted to assault both me and my coworker.
gonna give you guys the story, but first I want to give you the clip of him trying to punch me in the side of the head.
What?
Take a few steps back. Do not swing at me. Don't fucking try to do this shit. Do not swing at me.
So if you are in or around Gilbert, Arizona, around the Santan Valley Mall area, and you know who this man is, please let me know. Come into my DMs.
Yeah, fucking find him. Little gimp is like, what the fuck?
This man came into the bar and sat down with what I presume to be his wife, and they were just there drinking for Halloween. Both me and my coworker made sure to verify with them that they were not getting in a vehicle. They confirmed with both of us that they would not be getting in a vehicle. That is not where the issue comes from. As they were on their last drink, both my coworker and I noticed he was starting to get a lot more visibly and verbally aggressive with his wife, and she honestly looked scared. And if you are his wife, I'm sorry, because I know putting his face on the internet is going to cause a mess for you, but what he is doing is not okay. The fact that he made you look fearful, and the fact
that he can just go up to some random person to him and attempt to hit them, a woman, is crazy. That he's like, yeah, this is fine, and kind of came naturally to him.
That he was trying to assault two young women who were just doing their jobs is not okay, and he deserves to be humiliated. He deserves to be put in jail.
Agreed.
So they closed out after a couple hours, and they had a $230 tab, didn't tip, whatever. That's besides the point. And I don't see them leave, and I also don't see my coworker behind the bar, so I'm just running the bar by myself. Until all of a sudden, I see my coworker run in frantic from the front door, grab her phone, and say, he just threw a glass at my head, and sprint out. And I sprinted out after her. And listen, I know what the comments are going to be. I know people are going to say, you shouldn't be going out there. You shouldn't have been following her. I don't care. I don't care. We are both the same exact size. And given how aggressive that man was with both of us and his wife, I guarantee you if there were less people there, worse damage would have occurred. So we both go outside. She gets on the phone with 911. I have my phone out ready to record. And when he sees both of us, he's about to get into his truck with his wife. When he sees both of us, he turns around and beelines. And that's when I started recording. And that's when you hear me say, hey, take a few steps back, stop, don't come any closer. And that's when he then swung at my head. At this point, my bar manager had come out. Two other coworkers had come out, as well as a couple other customers. And honestly, I'm so grateful that they all did, because he started leaving, and I don't think he would have if they didn't come out. I don't think he would have if no one was there to hold him accountable for his actions. The only reason he did not hit my head is because I ducked back. So he missed.
Can you imagine?
The cops ended up coming.
Imagine if she had not had those reflexes. He's already hit someone with a fucking glass.
We ended up giving our statements. Unfortunately, the credit card he used for some reason didn't have a name attached to it, so we couldn't trace him that way. My coworker was too shaken to get his license plate number. However, mall security did come by and told us that they got it all on footage, and they also told us that the street he exited out on is a monitored street, which means police can pull any license plate at any time. Both my coworker and I are safe. We are physically okay. We are obviously both still very shaken up, and we will be pressing charges. And I'm going to make one thing extremely clear. I do not care if this video embarrasses this guy. I do not care if this video ruins his career. 100%. I do not care if it ruins his relationship with his friends, families, loved ones. I do not care.
That man he deserves it. You don't go around drinking. Even if you're drunk, you don't just lash out and hit people. That's crazy. Never in my life, when I've been drunk, have I thought, I'm going to hurt someone.
If you are going to verbally berate your wife in public for no other reason than you're pissed drunk, and then try to assault two young women who are just working, You deserve to be humiliated.
You're a
You
piece
deserve
of
to be
shit.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
You deserve to lose your job. You deserve to lose your license after getting in that vehicle and driving with another person and putting everyone else on the road at risk.
Agreed.
So if you are in the Gilbert area and you know this man, please let me know. Please repost this video if you can. I do not want another man to go walk down the streets and do this to someone else. Because if he was willing to do it to us, think about how many other people he's willing to do it to. And also, think about what his wife experiences at home.
Yeah.
Love y'all. Stay safe. Don't be an asshole. I have an update for you guys, and
Please
it
be arrested.
includes some great information and some not so great information. To start with the negatives first, at this time, both myself and the other woman who was assaulted have been fired from the restaurant we were working at.
Wait. For what reason? For what reason?
I went into my shift on Monday and was immediately pulled into the office and told that all of my shifts would be pulled because of all of the traction I've gotten on social media, which has been super, super helpful. It ended up getting back to the man that assaulted us, and he called my workplace and complained. So at
Sorry. This man called her workplace and complained that she exposed him for trying to hit her while he was drunk, and she got fired. That man is the kind of customer you do not want in your bar. So why is she the one getting punished? That's fucking
that
crazy.
time, all of my shifts were pulled.
In fact, sorry, I would go to that bar if I knew someone like her was working there. I would go to that bar. This is a great advertisement.
Today,
for
I got a
bar.
call from my manager to come to the restaurant, and I
good.
knew exactly what was happening. And I was fired, and so was the other woman.
That's
I want to make
insane.
something extraordinarily clear because I've gotten a couple
And also, sorry, has the other woman posted any content about it? I don't think so. Maybe she has, but if she hasn't, why is she getting fired?
comments about over serving. And my restaurant's policy is that when we notice signs of intoxication behind the bar or on the floor, because it's a restaurant, right? There are tables, we are supposed to notify a manager. The manager is supposed to pull their drinks, walk them to the door, and call mall security. Both of us told our manager at the time, hey, these guys are showing signs of intoxication. And his response to my coworker was, it's Halloween, let them get drunk. And his response to me was, let them finish their drinks and then they can just leave. We had then served them one more drink after that point because my manager basically wouldn't let us cut them off. It is extremely disheartening that because of my manager's negligence, a man assaulted two young women and we are being punished for his violent actions. But the good news is that because of all the traction I've gained on social media, because of this, because of all of your guys' hints, tips, because of all the comments, because of all the reposts, because of all of the different forms of social media this has been shared on, we found him. And he has been charged with 2 counts of assault and disorderly conduct. And after speaking with the officer yesterday, he had told me because of the mall security footage, it is basically indisputable that he assaulted both of us. Because assault is threatening someone with immediate violence or danger, and that is exactly what he did.
And it's on camera. How are you going to deny that?
If we hadn't moved out of the way, she would have gotten hit with a glass and I would have gotten hit in the head. We will be following the legal process at this time since we are both continuing to press charges. We should be hearing from prosecutors in 4 to 8 weeks. He unfortunately was not taken into custody. He was just cited and served. But I will keep you guys updated as much as I can be while protecting my safety and my coworkers' safety. And I also want to make another thing extraordinarily clear. I stand behind all of my actions.
Yeah.
If I had to do it again, I would go outside with my coworker to make sure she was safe. If I had to do it again, I would post it on social media again so I could find this guy. Because the officer told me if I had not posted on social media, they would not have found him. But I will just say, this situation has truly highlighted for me how difficult it is as a woman to report a crime of someone threatening violence against you. How much blame there is, how many pointed fingers there are at you, what a spotlight gets put on you, and a negative one at that. But
I just can't fathom why the manager or anyone higher up in this company, if it's a chain or independent bar, would be like, oh, fire them 2 women. We've just had a man complain that he got drunk and tried to hit them, and they spoke publicly about it to try and get him arrested, to try and have him face what he did. Crazy. Find that fucking bar. Find that bar.
in the end, I'm tired of letting men attempt to hurt me and letting it go.
Right.
I'm tired of men threatening my physical safety and them just enjoying the rest of their life. So yes, I stand behind my actions. I'm glad I posted. I'm glad that everyone ended up reposting. I'm glad I got tips in my DMs. I'm glad that he was served and cited, because violent people do not deserve to just walk freely with no repercussions. So I stand behind what I did.
Good.
With that, thank you all for all the love and support. I will be keeping you updated as much as I can. And I guess if you know of anyone hiring in Arizona, let me know.
I'm just baffled. I'm like, I just can't, I just don't understand how that works. I just don't understand how that works. And even if you think about social media wise, everyone's going to want to be like boycotting that bar now. What do you mean you fired a woman because a man tried to hit her and she spoke about it? What do you mean? That's insane.
Guys, my name's Kelly and I'm a server in a restaurant, but I used to be a bartender in a restaurant until a customer on Halloween night of 2025 attacked both me and my other bartender, and we were both fired from the restaurant immediately following that. If you want to hear the full story, it is the pinned one on my profile, but I have an update for you guys. And I know this is so late after the fact, but let me just state for the record, working with the legal system has been the most tedious process I have ever been through. But I just got an email from prosecutors, so let's talk about it. Back in March, I made the decision to appear at his arraignment. Why did I do this when I didn't need to do this? Well, because I wanted to look him in the eyes.
I mean the man. I would as well. I'd be like, look where I put you because you were a dick. Because you were a piece of shit. Look where you are now. And I'm the one who did that.
That attacked both of us. At the time, he was facing 7 counts. He was facing 2 counts of assault, 2 counts of disorderly, 1 count of reckless driving, 1 count of DUI, and 1 count of criminal damage, I believe. At the time of the arraignment, the judge ordered him no contact with either of the victims, to which he said to the judge, can we make sure that goes both ways? And I just want to clarify something. In my time speaking about this and trying to get justice for both my coworker and myself, I have not named either the restaurant nor the man that attacked us.
True.
I have not defamed anyone. Everything that I have said has been true to my own account, and it matches police records. That time.
And also as well, she's not making anything up. She has footage, and there is footage of this man trying to hit her. So it's like, oh, can we make sure no, she doesn't talk about it anymore? No, fuck you. Fuck you.
And he deferred to the VA. I was going on a month-long trip and moving at the time, and I decided I wasn't going to show up to any future proceedings because I didn't want this to take any more time out of my life. I wish I was being funny when I said this, but I have genuinely developed a fear of bald men with beards. I'm not kidding. I start violently sweating whenever I see a man that similarly resembles him. Also, anytime I see a black lifted truck, which is awesome in Arizona. At the time of the arraignment, he was offered a plea deal, and I just got a notification that he has accepted the plea deal. He did substance abuse counseling, and right now he is being charged with disorderly conduct and reckless driving. Which means they dropped both assault charges.
Wait, what? What? Why has an assault charge been dropped when, one, he threw a glass at this lady's head and then also tried to hit her? Why would they drop that? Drop everything else. Fuck everything else. Well, not the reckless driving. He tried to hit this lady. What?
Is this the result I hoped for? No. At the end of the day, a man decided to get violent with both me and my coworker, both very short, petite women, and because of that, we were left jobless. I'll get to that part in a minute. But at the end of the day, I would do the exact same things again. I would not let my coworker go back out to face this 6-foot bulky man alone because he was very clearly already violent. I would post about it on the internet to identify him because had I not, I probably wouldn't have identified him. That is something that the officer of the case said to me himself. And at the end of the day, he's going to have to live his life knowing that his heinous actions are going to live on the internet forever. I'm never taking that down.
Good.
As for the restaurant, which I would like to state for the record, I have never named, still to this day. As well as I have tried my best to delete any comments that whisper the name. I can't control if people figure something out. I can't control if old regulars saw my video and spill something to the internet. Since that video was posted, I have sought legal advice. I do have an attorney who is taking me on contingency, but there's an issue. We sent a demand letter to the restaurant, to which the restaurant responded, threatening defamation and also saying that basically everything I was saying was untrue. But there's a caveat to this. What the restaurant doesn't know is that I have a multitude of recordings and screenshots and texts and messages from past general managers at that location itself. And in the recordings and messages, I do have the general manager basically just contradicts their entire response letter. So my options now are to basically either drop it or to push forward with a lawsuit, but there's an issue with the lawsuit route. Although my lawyer is taking me on contingency, that does not include court costs, expert witness fees, etc., which means I would have to pay for
Start
all of that
GoFundMe.
out of pocket for however long the legal battle lasts, which, let's be very clear, they would drag it out as long as possible to wear me down. That's what big businesses do. And
Yeah, they do.
I don't have a couple tens of $1,000s to drop. Unfortunately, I just don't. I have until November to make a decision about whether or not I'm pushing forward with a lawsuit, but that's still something that's just, I'm struggling with. I know I've been very silent about this since this all happened, and I know a lot of people were frustrated because I wasn't sharing the details of the situation.
Legal. It's a legal thing. You can't rush people with legal situations.
But that was for a reason. I believe in doing things as right as humanly possible so that there is no margin for error. There is no margin for a loophole. For me, that meant staying quiet about all of it until it got to this point. So yeah, for anyone that's been wondering if I just gave up and stopped fighting, I promise you I haven't. I've just been doing it alone. Just a message to anyone that's been in a similar situation. Please just understand that the process is meant to be tedious. The process is meant to wear you down. No one wants to fight for you. You have to fight for yourself. So buckle up.
I'm just in fucking, like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. That's absolutely wild to me. Some of the comments, they shouldn't be allowed to drop an assault charge without the victim's permission. It's crazy. If you were fired by a chain for reporting assault, you should fight. Start a GoFundMe for legal funds. I'll be there. Set up a GoFundMe. I can imagine that it might feel weird, but I'd contribute. They did you dirty. Get your bag. Kelly says, I would much rather people donate to a women and children's shelter instead. I'm so blessed with the life I live. Yeah, it's true, but people want to help you. You went through something horrendous and it's not turning out the way it should. I'm annoyed it's not turning out the way it should. 50-50. Donate half of the GoFundMe to shelters. This person says, I fucking hate it when managers side with the customers. It annoys me. It annoys me. I'm sorry. I just don't understand how anyone could be like, yeah, firing them is the right answer. That is insane. Go and follow her. Should there be any updates? Should there be anything, any way you can help her if she puts it out there, or even just by watching her content? Oh my gosh. The world is fucking annoying. The world is fucking annoying. Thank you for joining me. Consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up, hype if you can, and I'll see you in the next one.